Yeah, yo!
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you for those beautiful applause, guys. Thank you for those beautiful applause.
They're just so supportive, aren't they?
What up, everybody? Welcome to the Bad Boys of Pop. I'm Tommy Mack.
And my name is Eric Stretch, and today is Thursday. So
It is. That's true.
It is true.
And what are we doing on this beautiful Thursday, Eric?
Well, we have a grab bag, and we have some very, wow, very special guests joining us today.
We do. They are from a little company called KWC. That's the Karaoke World Championships. And they are the national partners. They are the director and producer. We're going to bring them in right now. Josh and Katie Barron.
Woo! Yeah! Josh,
yeah.
Welcome to the Bad Boys of Pop.
Oh, I'm so excited to be
Thanks
here.
for having us.
Yeah.
Welcome, you guys. Listen to those silky smooth voices over there. I'm just talking about your speaking voice. I feel like I'm listening to a radio show.
Well, then I can definitely just speak like in my radio announcer voice, and we'll just continue on all day in this voice.
Throw a voice out, he'll do it. It's you can keep going.
Yeah, I used to do a lot of impersonations back in the day.
I'm always so impressed with that. I think that's such a good talent.
Impersonation.
Well, thank you.
Or the radio, the tonight on CNN.
I have the worst speaking voice. So anybody who has a nice better speaking voice, I'm bring it on.
In a world where Eric has a good speaking voice.
I'm tickled.
that was fancy. Cartoony sort of thing. Well, welcome you guys to the Bad Boys of Pop. We're excited to have you. And the Karaoke World Championships are now in full swing. The coaches have picked their teams, and more pandemonium is beginning. So
yes.
Can you please tell all of our viewers, listeners, whatnots, how this all came about? What, like your journey of the World Karaoke Championships? Go for it. How did
a little bit of the background of the KWC itself, how you guys got involved.
Okay, this is hard to keep it short, but we're gonna try to keep it short then. So 18 years ago, we back in Finland, this Olympian named Ate went to the Olympics, both the summer and the winter Olympics. And in Finland, karaoke is like the biggest thing to do. So like every corner, everywhere there's karaoke bars, and everyone loves to do it. But if you go to Finland, you see that they're always in gray and they're always really quiet. But then you go to these karaoke bars, and it's the only place that they can like unleash themselves. So they were like, he comes back and he's like, hey, there needs to be an Olympics of karaoke. Now in Finland, they have all these different sports, like sitting on a pole.
It's like the world finals of everything. They have phone tossing, wife carrying, hobby horsing,
twerking competition.
So they have world championships for everything. So why
do they have twerking on a pole?
No, I don't know about the pole.
That would be dangerous.
That could be
two separate contests. They might be, but they have it. I'm sure they do. Like they have everything. So they added karaoke in there, and
so they started 18 years ago. And the first year the U.S. participated, they were allowed to send 4 singers there from the U.S. And that was 18 years. And now in 2010, I became a state director. And what it is that people used to try out at bars and at venues, and then they go to a venue finals, and then go to a state finals, and then go to a country finals, and then they go to the world finals, and they win prizes and money along the way. And we're trying to win this gold in this Olympiad. And in 2010, I started as Washington State Director. 2011, we became Karaoke Battle USA on ABC TV with one of your friends, with Joey. And Joey Fatone was the MC of that.
One of our boy band family.
Yep. And then I took a couple years off because of health things, and then came back as a state director. And then we produced the national finals. And then the world said, we want you to be the we want you to be the U.S. directors. So we were like, really? Okay. And we won the gold that year. We won 2 golds and 2 silvers that year. And then the next year, and we were the first country to win golds and silvers, like just sweep. And then
have that many
medals. Katie, can we bump up your mic a little bit?
I can bump her up. There we go. Try it.
No, you're still kind of
Hold
quiet.
on. She might be muted.
I think you got unplugged or muted or something. We can hear you.
She got muted.
Yeah, you sound great.
Oh, her batteries are dead. Hold on. So
She takes batteries.
yeah, we got batteries. Recharge those.
So by the way, while you're tossing the batteries in, want to shout out a few people. We have Michelle hop in and said, "Miss you guys, even though I saw you live on Monday." Well,
Michelle,
we appreciate you. Glad that you're back. And I see some folks from the competition actually. James Bueller hopping in saying first. Well, kinda. Michelle beat you, but you're first from the competition. Hi to you, Miranda, as well. A little hey to Renee, and I think she's the one that did Jessica Simpson, right? I want to love you. I think she did. I want to love you forever. And
yes, she did. She did Jessica Simpson's.
It was good, Eric.
It was really beautiful.
I'm sure there's
so many amazing performances.
Kareen has made it. By the way, she is on She's on Team Tommy. She's on Team Bebop.
Team Bebop.
Yeah, I named the team after the Bad Boys of Pop. Team Bebop.
Okay, is this better?
There we go.
Am I back
There it is. There you are.
Right.
Yeah.
Welcome back to the program.
So we took over as the director,
the national directors,
world partners, and when we go to Worlds, it's actually kind of like a big diplomatic panel. We actually sit with the other world partners together each year and get to network with them, and the singers at the same time get to network with people and singers from all over the world who also share their same, like people who sing the same song as you do but come from the Ukraine. You know, you have a weird connection that you don't speak the same language, but you connect. And so that's part of the magic of it, is connecting with everybody.
And we end up becoming this like giant, big family, and we have friends all over the world. It's like, if I go to Russia, I have places to crash. If I go to Norway, if I go to the UK,
it's amazing that way.
We have made so many friends. I really want to go to Brazil. We have some great friends in Brazil and in Panama. So it's just like, it's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and every year before this year, we all would get together as a big reunion every year for our national finals, have a giant event with 100 singers, usually we shoot for, in Las Vegas. And at the end of it, the winner. We know who our finalists are that are moving to Worlds. We start working to that level. This year's different. Why?
Because COVID.
No.
So it's
hashtag because COVID.
Yeah.
Everything's been
was
online,
different. We really had two choices. We either abandon the entire program and take a break, or we find a way to keep going and give people something to still do while they're all trying to figure out when the world will come back from being on pause. So,
and this program is it gave us unlimited ability to change things up and really have fun with it as well, and still have a stage. This stage is actually bigger than the one that we have in Las Vegas. We're usually at the Grandview Lounge in the South Point Casino in Las Vegas doing it. And this can make it so people all over the world can see it. And we already were live streaming it, but people weren't engaged as much as they are now with social media, because this forced everyone to get involved.
When it's the only format, it's that's your format now. So,
and we used to have this program called Keep On Singing, and it used to be a stage show, and we used to do it in Washington State. And it was a training program that we ended up gaining world champs through it. They would learn the skills to win worlds. And what happens, they go to nationals, and then they would win nationals, and then they went on to worlds. And last year we took it virtual, and we took it social, and it didn't really work the way we wanted. And then this year we were like, do we do it? Do we not? And then when the shutdown happened, we're like, wow, we can actually train them after the national trials, and that way all these singers are vetted and they've already gone through the process, and they get through the bumps of, hey, I'm making videos, I don't know how to really make a video well, and I don't really know how to use my phone and use social media and this, and they're all learning. That's part of the training as well.
We are all learning and how all this technology works and the best way to use it and make it nice and smooth, and it's not always that way, but we've learned a lot along the season that I'm hoping we do keep pieces of this, even if we can get back in person together, because there's a lot of it that's really cool. So we took the program and put it on the end as a way to really hone, because Worlds is online. It was originally going to be in Toronto. We were all going to go to Canada with our Canadian partners, and who are amazing up there. Sharon, yes, fantastic, and Mark. And they do a fantastic job up there. We were supposed to be in Toronto, and that did not happen. As soon as they saw this happening, they had to decide for all the partners. And now if they were still doing it, we wouldn't be able to get in as Americans. So I'm really glad they went virtual.
Yeah, our passports aren't worth anything around the world right now.
Every year there's some weird things with that in international diplomacy of getting your singers to Worlds.
We could have applied to be Greek citizens. Maybe. Like Tom Hanks. Like that might have worked.
I think you still should, though. Why not?
Yeah. We're getting there. We're getting there. We have to wait until after.
So part of it is to try to help with things like this, like how to make a better video, how to.
Did your battery die again?
No, I think she's good.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
Oh, still there.
Okay.
And to try to just help them, but not even in that, and just help each singer get anything they can. A lot of the singers that we see never ever have met a vocal coach. They have no access to such things where they're from. They don't know how to go. They Google someone and is that a good choice? So they have no way to kind of figure it out. So for a lot of people, this is their first time in guidance. And for some people, they've had many vocal coaches, and this is just going to be a small little addition to all the other skills they're picking up.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love it. So now how many, so when you go to Worlds, right? Let's say, you know, in the past, when you've been to Worlds, how many songs are there in their repertoire? Like how many times are they competing? Is it just one song?
No, you need 4 songs. 4 songs. So that's why we also always focus on 4 songs, because we want to make sure it's not, you're just not a one song wonder.
One trick
pony, and that you have some type of variety to your songs, and it's not. I mean, you can be in one
may
genre,
not get to sing them all,
but you want to have you
4.
want to have variety of like the different types of songs in your genre.
And
so, but genre, there's
generally everyone gets 2. They get a day 1 and a day 2 song, and after that, then it's up to the scores whether you get to move.
Then they
on.
get cuts, semifinals, then cuts again, then finals.
Talk us through. I'm so fascinated. Talk us through, like, let's say before this year, right? So you walk into Worlds and like how what's the format? I guess is what
I think what Eric's trying to ask is it like that new Will Ferrell movie?
Like the Eurovision?
Like that.
Eurovision is huge in the Karaoke World Championship circuit outside of the U.S. Many of their singers, there's a lot of cross.
The U.S. has not been invited to Eurovision.
Are not
it drives
allowed.
me crazy.
I know, that's so bizarre.
We declared
but
we're
other
not
countries. But other countries
we formally declared we're not Europeans.
There
we don't
other
get to
countries that are not in Europe that are in Eurovision.
I think
so
Israel
is not.
No,
in Europe,
but Eurovision, honestly, like the types of things and performances you see in that movie.
Yeah,
it is very similar to Worlds. If you go back and watch
Eurovision,
World performances, Eurovision is a little more on the actual performing video side, the actual like production merit in it. Our contest tends to be a little more vocal merit based still. It just in that respect. But it's, if you look at some of the videos we've had this year, you'll see there's still a huge
Eurovision started off almost as a karaoke type competition, and then it just grew and it got so big. And now there's a songwriting competition within it, and then you have these bands and singers have to perform it. It's so cool. It has really cool layers in it.
But if you watch that movie, dedication and commitment, same.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. What did you just say? We missed that.
I said if you did watch that movie, the dedication and commitment from our singers, same.
And we actually
had level of commitment.
We actually had someone
and
perform one of the songs from Eurovision.
One of our singers did one of their
songs the first round. Of
I was going to say I heard someone. Yeah, someone did a song from
Hushkava or Hush. Yeah,
which is pretty good.
Shaka, yeah.
This is why they don't let us in.
Yeah, they don't.
We can't even say the songs.
And Nick Bowers, who's right there, it says Worlds is like a family reunion. Nick is one of our biggest supporters. He's helped judge.
He's been our chauffeur.
He started
in
off
foreign countries.
As a competitor. Yeah, and he drove us around Finland while on the phone with a foot infection, and we're in the middle of winter, and he's looking for Crocs.
Oh, but he did it.
But he did it. He did it. We missed like 5 exits because he had to call his grandma.
Well, the fun part about going to different countries is that all their road signs are in different languages, and they don't always cater to English. So those were in Finnish and Swedish.
Love
so
Finland,
if you understood either of those languages, you were fine.
And some of them are abbreviated, so you still can't read. You're like, it says this, and it's abbreviated, so you don't know.
But you walk in a room, and it's basically filled with people and flags and this great like fellowship of music and anticipation. A whole lot of nerves in that room that day. And then they all go up there and do amazing stuff, and then there are after parties, and in these after parties you start to really connect. And by the end of it, it's maybe about 5 days. We're at World 6 days,
5 or 6 days, yeah.
And by the end, you are family, and you don't want to leave. It's like summer camp.
And last year was in Japan. Katie couldn't go with, and she really it was such a great experience there, and I fell in love with Japan's. I want to move there.
I'm really kind of bummed that this. I mean, I'm happy to be a part of this year. I'm excited about it, but I'm bummed that we're not actually traveling,
right?
Because I feel like
you're not the only one. Part
Yeah.
of when we switched this way, there were people this year that just took off because they're like, if I can't go to Vegas and see these people and hug them, and there's no point.
Yeah.
And for others, they're like, well, I may not be able to go, but I still want to be connected and part of it. And so, it's a hard year for everybody, from the top down, bottom up. Everybody kind of has been grappling with how do we make a normal out of this.
And we usually have
weirdness.
like a giant team, like a production staff of like, we have state directors and we have all these singers and like they're trying out in their states. And this year, because it became this, all of a sudden our team shrank down to just me and Katie and Miriam, really. And that was and Miranda. And yeah, there are people, it just shrank down. We usually have like 30 people, and the people who are outside and watching, they're all really sad. And it's like, we keep watching them. We're like, no, like we wish you were here. All right.
I am going to give us a little preview.
Awesome.
Of this like a little sizzle reel. Let me make sure we're getting the audio on this. Let me know if you guys can hear this. Can you guys hear that?
No.
Son of a gun.
Nope.
Son of a gun. Okay, well,
do you want me to play the audio on my side and then
I'll just have you play the video? No, so it's weird. Okay, so I've got the MP4 of that, but when I try to share it, the only option I have is
make sure the audio is turned on for that.
Right. Well, yeah. It's funny because we use the same program. Right. You guys use the same program.
Love StreamYard. Love the guys at StreamYard. Yeah.
But yeah, for some reason, I can't get this. You know what? I'm just gonna let me download this again. If I had the YouTube version of this, it would be easier.
Oh. Well. Tell me that.
No, I know. My fault.
It's okay. I already missed the deadline. You were like, hey, get this done by this time. And I'm like, what? Oh my gosh, and I'm not going to get this. And then I did voiceover work. I'm like, I'm going to just, why don't I do a voiceover on it as
we
well?
already are behind deadline. Let's do some voiceover while we're at it.
Have you noticed like any sort of like surprises with the different kinds of countries and like countries per se that you would not think that would be able to have like, these amazing voices and, and this rich cultures and things, and they bring that into the competition.
I have a feeling I know what you're going to say.
I found out the Faroe Islands is a place.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know that country existed until I met them, and they have some amazing rock music.
Really?
Yeah, right. It's a tiny little island. Their population is smaller than, at the time we lived in Washington, Seattle, so it was smaller than a Seahawks game.
Yep.
Wow.
The population of their entire country. And so I was like, well, if that's just like they have voices like that in such a small population, like
voices.
that's crazy.
Amazing.
This year there's Nauru.
Yep.
Which I'm going to look up because I'm slightly, I don't know. Again, I'm slightly ignorant on this country.
Yep.
We have Mongolia, I believe. Again,
no, Mongolia is
Mongolian.
They got too affected.
It was too affected
because
I live in Mongolia.
Right. But we had was it 2 years ago? There were a couple years ago. There was someone who did it in full traditional garb.
Yep.
And it was fantastic. They sang in full traditional. India did that. There are a few countries that'll do that. So a lot of the other countries, this is something people are always surprised by. Most of the other countries actually sing most of their songs, pop songs or ballads in English.
Yep.
A lot of them are English. There are only a couple countries that stay true to their native tongue. Japan generally will sing all Japanese songs.
And Russia always
India
brings
does
out
one
that
or the other. Like they'll do one song in English, one in their language, just so that you can kind of see that diversity. And it's really amazing. It's cool.
And Russia always brings out that one death metal singer. Where it's like, whoa, and they're like screamo and stuff, and their costumes are amazing. Like it's incredible. And I'm always in the US. I'm always like, why don't we get more rock singers? Why aren't we getting more punk, new wave? Like, why aren't we getting out these singers? Because everyone's really this year. I think we only had like 3 rock singers in nationals.
So. Yeah. And we get amazing singers, and they tackle some huge songs. Tommy's going to get to help them tackle some huge songs.
Yeah.
It's going to be amazing.
I am. The hardest.
Tommy is like team opera for some reason. So he's, I didn't know you're a specialist.
No, and I'm not. And that's why I've set up a certain way of our team helping each other with the critiquing, the scoring, to make it as optimal as possible for them. So really what I'm going to focus on as far as that goes is less of the voice. Obviously, if I hear something, I'll mention it, but these people have trained operatically for years, right? So what am I going to tell them that they haven't heard? But from a performance standpoint, like movement, connection with the camera, background,
very, very important things to do for sure. Yeah.
So,
is there an age limit?
18 and up this year. It's usually in the US it's 21.
21 because they're normally in bars.
The bars. Right. But when you get to Worlds, it's 18. It's 18 and up. So yeah.
And also when our finals are in Vegas, we just want to make it a little easier for the venues we work with here, because the majority of them don't allow, you'd have to have a lot of extra underage permitting and stuff to allow that to happen.
Yeah.
So.
And as you guys were young when you were performing, I mean, you performed at some places where it's like,
you shouldn't be here.
Yeah, you should. Normally, you wouldn't be here, but
we tell this story often where we, we're like 17, 18 years old, and we were performing for a radio show in a 21 and over bar, and we're like, "What is happening? This is not our demographic. Why are we in this bar?" Right. Oh, we never cursed so much on stage.
Tommy,
it was interesting.
Tommy. Yeah. Do you want to play this? I can load up at least the backing track. It might be a little bit off.
It's very strange. For some reason, I can't even download the video anymore. It's saying I can't scan it for viruses. I don't know what's going on with it.
Huh.
Yeah.
So
I'm getting a full.
But is it still loaded into StreamYard? Because I can just play the audio while you play the video.
No, I had it externally.
Yeah.
But which is what I upload it into usually do.
But we now have that sizzle reel, so it's a plus.
We do. You know what? Let's do this, because we wanted to invite you back next week for you guys to face off. We wanted to invite you to play a little thing that that Eric and I like to call "Have you heard the news?"
Yeah.
In the form of
3, 2, 1.
Seven questions. So
were we in sync?
No, I think we were Backstreet. No, we were No Authority.
So if you can 7 questions and have an opportunity to win one of these amazing Bad Boys That Pop t-shirts that Tommy's
nice. I've been wanting one. It's not been fair because I'm like, I've wanted one since the first time I saw it. I was like, I want one of those shirts.
Well, hey, now you have an opportunity to win one.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So her size is an extra large and men's. Just to let you know.
You are in trouble. We have all sizes, shapes. We have 5 or 6 different styles now. So, by style, I mean designs. So different designs. But there are different styles of shirts as well. So let's see, right? You guys come back on Monday. We'll get the commercial thing straight. And I know, you actually wanted to do a couple more things to it. So maybe it's serendipitous that we don't play it today.
Okay.
So on Monday, we'll bring you guys back so you can challenge each other. And then we'll play the sizzle so people can get a little more of the idea of what Karaoke World Championships is all about. But in the meantime, if they want to see what's happening, I know it's going to be it's Tuesdays at 4:30. Is that
4:30 Pacific? Yeah,
right.
7:30 Eastern.
So and they would go to
KW. So there's a couple places they can see it on the website at kwcusa.com, and then go under KWC channel, and that's actually going to just piggyback onto our YouTube channel, which is KWC USA at YouTube, and then we do have it on Twitch. So we're now officially Twitch people, because this is sort of, in a way, it's gaming.
Right?
We're using digital files, and so we're like, all right, it's competitive and it's online. So we have the twitch.tv/KWC USA.
Twitch. The thing that I don't like about Twitch is you don't the videos don't archive for very long. It's not like on YouTube where you can do the live videos and they'll live there in perpetuity.
I don't know. That might, for some people, that might be a good thing.
Oh, my YouTube videos have been taken down. When I was a filmmaker, I had all this stuff up there, and almost everything has been taken down. So
yeah, I have something.
Why is that though? Why?
Why? Because they only have so much server space and storage space, and they actually give a warning. They're like, it only is like 7 years, I think it is now,
Yeah,
7 or 8
there is
years.
a content
So
like that year. If you have a lot, like I don't have that many videos, so I get to keep them forever because there's like 5. So they're my kids when they're little. I figured out YouTube. Yay.
but what's cool
If
with
they come at
StreamYard
you for
is
those, you're gonna be like, no, sir.
but StreamYard, you can download your video after you broadcast and just archive that, and then when it gets taken down, you just put it right back up.
Right. But that's also why we do a lot of different platforms. Everybody's more comfortable different ways. Some people would much rather pull up YouTube. Other people watch Twitch all day. They'd rather do that. Some people would rather log into the website. So,
yep. And it is on Facebook as well,
and
as long
Facebook.
as the copyright police don't come after us. And now there's a new user agreement where they're like, we could just take you down.
Oh,
that's scary.
Yeah.
Not with that voice. Oh God, shake
Don't do it.
We're coming for you.
I just think what you guys are doing is awesome, and
Thank you.
Again, I was so upset that I couldn't be a part of it this year.
Well,
but
Eric, you couldn't be a part of it because you're working on something that is also super cool. You're doing the
I'm working.
Broadway.
I'm so thrilled. You know, I was telling Josh that so all of my teachings and things have gone, and you guys were talking about this earlier about how it's actually opened up to the world and it's kind of expanding the business of the corporation. That's exactly what we're dealing with right now, where normally we'd have to physically go somewhere to do our program, but now we can open up to the entire world. And just for me, I can sort of relate to what you guys experienced, because seeing people who love a certain art form get together all over the world to bring the world together, it's really quite beautiful, and so I do appreciate what this time has given. I hate saying it because there's so many terrible things that have been happening, but trying to find the positive into where we can open up all these things to the world.
And the program that you've been doing, Eric, it's singing, dancing. It's kind of a Broadway.
Yeah, it's all things singing, dancing, and acting. So and it's a crash course. We call it musical theater mayhem, but it's all different types.
Oh, cool. Cool. Well, you'll have to send us that link because we have a lot of singers. We have a lot of Broadway babies in our competition. Like, we have so much music theater. You would have fit right in.
There are a ton. I saw
and they'd
one
be like,
today.
yes, another judge who understands us, because then they're always like, but this judge is this and this judge is that. So
I have been in this industry for a long time.
Yeah.
And we do have I think there will be an opportunity for celebrity judges at some point. That it won't be as big of a time commitment as the judge with the keep on singing. And
so if you want to come on, I do have a spot for you.
All right, well, let's talk after.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, and I think let's see, Corrine. Well, first she asked if Team Bebop gets shirts. Well, I think it's only fair.
Design special shirts.
It's only fair that I go and buy some.
Yes, since they're named after your It's Team Bebop for Bad Boys of Pop.
I think it's only fair.
Branding.
Yep.
That's
only fair.
And make sure everyone, if you're watching this, share this to your page, to all the pages. If you're on Smule and the Smulians and the Singatopias and the Broadway things and the singing pages, send this out.
All the things.
Before
the website interwebbed unless we share them.
Yes,
of course.
That's true. And Eric, we do have Karina's asking for the link.
Yes, it is Musical Theater Mayhem on Facebook.
Musical.
Theater.
But is there a dot
into
com
the
or
private chat on the side, and we'll copy it, and then he'll copy it and paste it.
It's just Musical Theater Mayhem on Facebook.
Okay.
That's
He
wants us to remember things.
What about people who aren't on Facebook?
And Instagram. But I was going to say, before we wrap this up, you guys, and again, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
I'm curious to see if you guys have specific artists that are just so memorable that you can share with us.
Like some wacky stories, maybe some of the most
stories,
memorable
or
moments.
Just like people that just blew your minds, or anything that interesting that you might be able to share.
Since we've seen the competition, so
yeah.
So
it's the very, very, very beginning of time or just over?
So
couple.
For me, the most memorable is probably going to be the world stage with a bleeding teddy bear and them pulling the heart out. And it was a fantastic performance, but it was the Russian team.
I'm going to make sure to get you that file for next Monday.
Had this amazingly beautiful teddy bear and they like ripped the face. Something happened. I was out of the room trying to wrangle singers. But I walked back in and the whole room was stunned. And when I went back and watched the video, I was like, wow, I missed that moment of all things to miss. So even watching it after the fact was like, okay.
Clearly they won.
Most of them are world level.
I have two. Yeah, I have two for worlds. One is our first gold as directors, and that was Shia Howell, who, man, she has a new baby. She was supposed to be one of our coaches this year. Shia has that X factor. And I remember the first time I ever met her, my friend introduced her and was like, hey, here's your next world champ. And so many people say that. I'm always like, okay. She came up and sang some Chicks. I used to say Dixie Chicks, but they're now the Chicks. Came up and sang the Chicks. And so I'm like, okay, she's singing Dixie Chicks. She's going to be the next world champ. And she came up, and we're in a bar. She gets on the stage, starts singing it. I'm like, holy cow, this could be our next world champ. And sure enough, that year, she also went through the Keep On Singing program, placed second. So she actually didn't even win Keep On Singing, but then took that motivation, went to nationals, crushed in nationals, then crushed at worlds, got us a gold medal. And then she's been on a bunch of like TV shows and things like that. She met Kelly Clarkson and did To Tell a Truth, the reboot of To Tell a Truth. And they didn't believe her that she was really the karaoke world champ.
Yeah, that was good.
And then the other memory was when I competed, because I got to compete and I did it in the genie suit from Aladdin. I did Prince Ali, and I was invited to compete against the champions because I won a partners challenge, and so I was the gold medalist as a partner. And
walking around Finland with a giant blue genie is apparently not
downtown,
something that happens ever there. Ever.
Yep.
I don't know what Halloween looks like.
Yep.
But they would either like side eye him and cross the street, or just nobody would approach a giant blue genie.
Awesome.
It was amazing. And I will say another like there are so many, but when Miko got his gold,
yes, and that was my other one. Yeah,
his last song was like it blew through the room. It was like a ripple through the room of just emotion. And when he won, was amazing.
It was the first year we got rid of genre of genders. So it used to be there was a male and a female champ, and everyone's like, why is there just not just one?
Why are there two world champions? Why can't there just be
one? Miko is trans, and so for Miko it was like, yes, thank you. I can finally be free and just sing
and just take it all. Basically, I can finally free to win it all.
Took the trans flag out, and during he was singing Rise Up by Andre Day, and everyone bawled there wasn't like the whole floor was flooded,
and that was just that little like
people were swimming
on the performance. So that's another but there are just so many.
There's so many memories.
We have so many amazing singers we've worked with throughout time, and just watching them, even if they never get on that stage, just watching them and their journey through music it's so much fun every year.
One of the singers, Becca Washburn, last year did the most memorable performance of Oh So Quiet last year at nationals, and for me it was like the biggest thing, the best performance of the year. It was so good. So, and she's on your team, isn't she, Tommy?
She certainly is.
Yeah,
she certainly is. And actually we've been speaking because there's a video, I think she's in a video, she's like, but I'm in a tutu and I don't know if this is the video that I want to use, and we're working on some things. But yeah, she's extremely creative, and my whole team, they all have their own unique talents. And
I wish you guys could see that elf video.
That's part,
the
that's
show
part
dog.
Of the fun
she did so many great videos
when we
this
get
year.
into the Keep On Singing program. Is that each singer on a team, they're very different, each in how they present themselves, in the songs they do, in their vocal tone, in their quality. They're all really different, but they all are like trying to do the same thing and improve and be better and share that talent with people. And like, how do I do that? And so we've gotten what we hope are the 4 best coaches to be able to help each one of them hone it. And from that, we're going to find out who the champions are.
Yeah.
And that's going to be amazing too.
And these videos that they're producing in their homes, some like mine, like how did you do that? Like it's Yeah.
There was one that comes to mind is the Christmas one. Where she's in the forefront, and then the back is like kind of blurred, but it's a whole.
It's
Christmas
a full
theme.
video production.
Mindy Lancaster.
She has the whole family. Like you feel Christmas. Just you don't even have to start hearing. Then you hear it, and it's like, okay, someone start the fire. Here come the chestnuts.
Delicious.
Well, so Eric, were you about to say something?
Oh, I was just gonna say I can't wait to support Tommy's team, obviously.
Team Bebop, baby.
And to watch the Karaoke World Champions. It's just it's just awesome. I love it.
You're gonna get favorites from other teams, and then you're just gonna have,
and then Tommy's gonna be like, "That's it, we're fighting."
I'm always a big fan of.
There are people on other teams that I wanted on my team.
I know you fanboyed off of a lot of them.
I still pull for them.
And this is the first year.
My team is my priority.
Just so you know, Tommy, this is the first year that the coaches picked their teams and not the other way around. Normally, the singers would give us who they wanted to work with, and the coaches would kind of decide whether or not they want. And it was this like meshing, weaving. This is the first year we did a full draft like that. And that part was, I think we're going to keep. I like that.
We liked it, but there were some people who were really like, I really want to be on this team. And then they ended up like game passed by.
You don't think that happens in the NFL?
Oh, it happens in everything.
That's part of sporting, and work with it. Get to know your teammates.
Adrian
and
Peterson,
hard.
the reason why he runs so fast is because he was not drafted first overall. Exactly. He's just like, I want to punish every team. And that's what I'm like, that's what these singers want to do. If they were drafted like late in the rounds and they're
use it.
Okay, fine. All right. I see it how it is.
Because we have 4 weeks. At the end of those 4 weeks, that's really, you got to look at that long
and there's
term,
cuts every week.
Work hard each week, get to that next step, you'll be fine.
Speaking of that work, I'm going to be doing a session with some of my team tonight, and I'm going to do a second session tomorrow with them for folks that couldn't make it, because we literally had only a matter of days to get everyone collected into a unit and then get something recorded in time. Turn in. So that's been the most challenging thing, is getting everyone's schedules, everyone's stuff. And I feel like I almost feel like I'm teaching I'm like a teacher. Like, okay, I need you to turn in your this, and then hey, wait, where'd Billy go? Like, okay, guys, if we all can't come to class at the same time, okay, I'll stay after for a second class. Right. So,
and then he sleeps in, and the singers are like, "We got questions for the teacher."
Right. It also depends on where you're at in the country.
Guys, I was up till 4 with another student.
I know.
That's one of the things you learn working on a national thing, is that it really depends on where you're at in the country. I would wake up at 9 a.m. and be 3 hours late to everybody else. They were waiting. I'd wake up at 6 a.m. and already be late for my day, because I lived on the West Coast, and people in Florida are waiting for answers. And so I would wake up behind for, just like, so this year, at least it's sort of, you message me, I message you, and we'll connect. It's a nice flow in that respect. But there are deadlines, and yes, we missed them. We know.
Yeah.
But you know what? We are going to make things happen. It's going to be beautiful. I'm proud of my team. I'm looking forward to working with them. This year is super exciting. We will show the sizzle so you can get an idea of kind of the vibe and how it's feeling. On Monday, 3 o'clock work for everybody.
Yep.
3
p.m. Do you want me to hold off and showing that sizzle reel anywhere else? And do you want to?
You don't have to premiere it on the bad way. Okay. No, use it. Obviously,
I'll just keep working on it. So,
make it what you want it to be, and then on Monday at 3 p.m. we'll bring you back for Have You Other News in the form of 7 questions to see if you guys can win some Bad Boys of Pop t-shirts. And we will talk a little bit more about KWC and what's happening that week and then the weeks to come. But for now, guys, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with us. And
it means a lot to us. And again, I cannot wait. And congratulations and I know people are so happy that you guys are still doing this during the pandemic. So thank you for doing that.
Thank you.
Yeah. And I want to thank everyone for hopping in and commenting, hanging out with us. To my teammates, I'll see you guys either tonight or tomorrow or both. You're welcome to come to both sessions. We'll figure it out. I'll be sending emails out shortly. To everyone else, best of luck. My team's good, so you're going to need it. And you guys, Josh and Katie, I'm going to take you out really quick. Eric and I are going to end the show. Thank you, guys. We'll see you on Monday at 3 p.m.
Thank you.
Very cool.
Well, I can't wait to hear more about your team.
Team Bebop, baby.
Bebop.
Well, you're there in spirit, Eric.
Good.
You're there in spirit. So again, thank you guys for joining us on here, for hanging out. Yeah, definitely feel free to share it with your friends if you think they'd like it, and come back and see us. If you're not, if you don't follow the Bad Boys of Pop on Facebook, go ahead and follow us there. You'll be notified when we come back. But yeah, we'll see you on Monday at 3. And Eric, advice for folks out there, just general life advice, is to always take care of each other, look out for each other. Times are weird. Stay safe, and remember, as always, that
we love you.
Love you guys. See you soon.